Welcome to the Tristan Dunn Show. I am your host, Tristan, and we are in week 5 of the. My mic keeps doing this weird thing where it wants to auto adjust by itself, and I don't know why. We're in week 5 of the NFL season, and what a shit show last night was. I mean, I lost, by the way. I had the Broncos. I was gonna do an episode yesterday before Monday Night Football. It just didn't happen. But I did have the Broncos. It was I thought it was the right play. I made the same play in my football pool that I play in every week. So we start the week out 0-1. We were perfect on Thursday Night Football until Broncos country, let's ride, walked into the field. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick and tired of watching the Broncos on primetime. Sick and tired. I mean, these dudes, they're not a good football team. I know the NFL made the schedule that way because they were supposed to be a good football team. They're not. They're trash. I don't know what fucking Russell Wilson's problem is, but he's not that guy right now. Will he figure it out? Maybe. But I think their play calling is atrocious. I think Russell is atrocious. I mean, they should have won the game. I had a pretty big bet actually on that game last night for the Broncos, but I was getting ready to go to sleep. I was watching the game. It was the third quarter. I was getting ready to put my phone down, go to sleep for the night. Something told me to cash out. The Broncos were winning 9-6. And I just, sometimes you get that gut feeling. You're like, they're not going to win this game. They couldn't move the football. In the times that they did, they could not score. Like they'd get right there and they couldn't. The defense, I think, even got a pick on Matt Ryan and put them at like the 30. They kicked a field goal. And so I ended up cashing out, which broke me about even. And then just because I was mad, I put a small 1-unit play on the Colts money line, and they won. So it was stupid. Fuck the Broncos. We start the week 0-1. We were perfect on Thursday Night Football. We are no longer perfect. We are 4-1. Moving on, though, we're going to get to the games that actually matter, games that are actually exciting. Number 1, we got another London game this year. I didn't know they were doing multiple London games this year. I think they got another one after this one. Shocker, it's the Broncos. So this week, playing in London in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, we got the Green Bay Packers playing the New York Giants. I think this game is trappy. So, of course, I like the Packers to win this game. I've already wrote down everything that I like for this week. I did it yesterday because I was planning on doing this. Like I said, didn't get around to it, but I like the Packers to win this game. Not only do I like them to win this game, I like them to cover the 9. The reason that I like them to cover this game, so what people are going to do is they're going to go look at this game. They're going to go, why are the 3-1 Giants favored? I'm sorry. Why are the 3-1 Giants giving 9 at a neutral site in London to a Packers team that barely beat the Patriots? They beat the Bucs, but they barely beat the Patriots with a third-string quarterback. That's trappy. That's really trappy. I think the Giants have a quarterback not problem, but a quarterback health problem. I think I did see though today that Daniel Jones was going to play, but how long is he going to hold up? I think he's got a messed up ankle. So I like Green Bay to cover this game. Tampa versus Atlanta. I got the Bucs, but not by 10. Not by 10. I got the Bucs winning this game. The line is 10. That's too many points for a Falcons team that's just kept fighting and sticking just in every game. I'm probably going to play the 10. I'll probably buy it to 10.5 because, those key numbers to me, I'm going to play the hook just in case. I'm not going to sweat a whole game just to get a push. I'm not going to do it. I either want to win or lose. So give me the hook on that. I'll get the 10.5. So next we got the Bears and the Vikings. So when I was doing these games yesterday, it felt chalky. Like there's some heavy lines on for like money lines on these games. And I was like, man, this it feels a little chalky, but it gets better. The farther you go down the list, the better it looks. And this does not have all the games on there. Hold on. There we go. So Vikings and Bears. I like the Vikings. I like the Vikings to keep trying to stay hot. I think the Bears, the Bears remind me a lot of the Panthers. They just don't score. Their offense sucks. The Broncos, the Bears, and the Panthers are all in the same category when it comes to offense. They suck. So give me the Vikings at home. I honestly like the 7.5 on that too. The Bears stink. Jags versus Texans. See, this is another one. Heavy minus 340 on the money line. While I think the Jags will win, and that'll be the pick for the show, I think the Texans got a real shot at covering this game. If I was to play this game, the line is at 7. I'm going to buy the hook on 7.5, and I'm going to play the Texans at 7.5. They're one of those teams that, I mean, they've hung around. They're like the Falcons, only they're not winning games. The Texans, they're tough. They're not winning, but they're there. This game was weird to me. This next one, the Chargers and Browns. I'm pausing because there's a game on here that I don't see, like it got taken off the book. The Lions game. We'll look into that in a second. So the Chargers travel to Cleveland to play the Browns. The Chargers are favored, but not that heavy, only by 2. This game was a little tough for me because the Browns, they've been hanging around, but they just lost to the Falcons, and that just makes me question the Browns a little bit because while the Falcons have been playing tough, they're not a good team, and I really expected the Browns last week to really just take care of the Falcons. I didn't expect a blowout, but I figured they'd at least take care of business and get pretty easy W. So they are home dogs. This game could be tough, but I think Herbert's been playing through this injury. At this point, I would like to think that he's getting there. Like the injury's healing, and he's probably going to be good to go. I know they're not going to have Keenan Allen again. Give me the Chargers. I like the Chargers. So this is where the part of the schedule where the chalkiness starts to go away a little bit. But before we get too far, I'm going to pull something up because I don't see the Lions game on here. It got pulled off the book. My phone's over here vibrating. Wanted to see if maybe there was there's not an update on the game. I don't know where that game's at. Oh, I know why. Because it just come across the phone a minute ago. The Patriots are starting Bailey Zappi. That's what it was. Mac's not going to play. Hoyer's not going to play. Zappi's going to play. So the Patriots were favored in this game by 3. They had a minus 170 money line. I already had the Lions wrote down. I like the Lions to win this game, even in Foxborough. The Lions have looked good this year. They're 3-1 against the spread, and I think they win this football game. So that's why that game wasn't on there. They pulled it down because they're about to change that line. That line might either go to a pick 'em or the Lions are just going to get favored outright. So we'll see. We'll refresh before we close out this podcast. See if it gets put back up. See what the line went to. And one thing I'd want to look at I want to add to my betting style. I want to look at sharp books. I want to look at books like Pinnacle. I want to see where their lines are at compared to where the lines are at where I'm betting, because Pinnacle is one of the sharpest sports books in the world. And I'm not getting it to pull up. Hold on. Pinnacle Sports Book. Usually when a line, Donnie was telling me this yesterday, when a line moves on Pinnacle, the world pays attention. I would like to personally start paying attention to where these lines are on Pinnacle. Um, I don't know how to work their site, honestly. They got college football up right now, but I'll just look into that later. So we're gonna move on. So I like the Lions to win outright. This is where the part of the schedule gets chalky. I mean, I'm sorry, unchalky. There's a few chalkiness still left in here, but I'm sorry. We have the Dolphins traveling to New York to play the Jets. Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets to beat the Dolphins at home. I like the 3.5. I like the Jets money line. I'm going to take the Jets to win this game. I think the Dolphins are about to find out how valuable Tua was to their offense. Sure, Teddy's a serviceable quarterback to a degree, but I think the Jets, they're just a better football team with Zach Wilson out there. I think they showed that last week. They came back, they beat the Steelers. So I like the Jets. The next one's a layup. It's the Bills. They're playing the Steelers. As far as the line goes, dude, 14 is a lot of freaking points. Even for the teams in the NFL that are just not good, 14 is so many points. I don't know. I won't play that game just because there's no telling. So, the books are expecting it to be a blowout, but I guess we'll see. I bet the over in that game is. I bet there's some kind of stat that tells you that if there's a double digit spread in a game, take the under. There's something like that in college football that Z and Donnie talk about. I don't know. So I like the Bills. Next, Saints versus Seahawks. Somebody tell me why the Saints are favored in this game. I can't. I don't know why. And I guess the fact that they're favored doesn't bother me. I think it's the fact that how heavy of favorites they are. They're minus 235 on the money line, minus 5.5. I think it's like 3 points too much. I think the spread should be like 2.5. I like the Seahawks to win this game. We're going Seahawks. Next, Titans versus Commanders. This is in Washington. It's a 2 spread. I like the Titans. I was giving the Titans a lot of flack at the beginning of the year, but they have looked better as the season goes on. They look primed to win the AFC South again. They won't be the number 1 seed by no means, but I do think they have finally started to click and they figured out what works. Give the freaking ball to Derrick Henry. That's what works. So I like the Titans to beat the Commanders by way more than 2, by the way. We're going to come back to the Panthers 49ers game. I'm not going to make a pick, but I want to trash those motherfuckers. All right. Cowboys versus Rams. So this is another one. Give me the boys. Give me the boys. I like the 5.5. I like the money line. That's what I was saying, man. I was going through these early games and I was like, man, this feels way too chalky. It doesn't feel right. But as you kind of go down the schedule, you see some games and you're like, the dog. It might be a dog kind of Sunday. So I think this isn't so much me thinking the Cowboys are that good right now. The Rams are that bad right now. If the Cowboys don't outright win, they 100% are going to cover the 5.5. And that's just kind of where I'm at with it. I think Cooper Rush is doing his job. He's not turning the ball over. I mean, the offense, they're just more efficient with Cooper Rush back there. I don't think there's a quarterback controversy, but what I will tell you is I think if Dak comes back and they keep this same style, Cowboys might be scary. That defense is legit. That defense is going to give Matt Stafford problems on Sunday. If that was not a 4:00 game, which matches up with the Panthers game, that's why I say that, because I'll watch the Panthers game, but I'd probably watch that game. Here's another one. I like the upset. Eagles versus Cardinals in Arizona. That's the key. It's in Arizona. I I think this is the first real test for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is that first real, like, listen, I'm not sitting here saying the Cardinals are that team, but they have weapons. I mean, you got Kyler Murray. You got a solid defense. I'm not gonna say they're great defense, but I mean, you got some nice pieces and some people that can make some plays. Um, if the Eagles fly across the country and dog the Cardinals, I'm on the bandwagon. I'm not on the bandwagon, but like I get it. I see the Super Bowl talks. I see the playoff run talks. I see why they're undefeated. Go out there and just dog the Cardinals, and I'll probably be on that. I'll be on that train. I'll be like, all right, they're the real deal. Bengals versus Ravens Sunday night football. This is going to be a good ass game. Finally, we're going to get a good primetime game. We got two good primetime games this week for the Sunday night and Monday night football. We'll get to the Sunday night one in a second. I mean, the Monday night one in a second. Ravens versus Bengals. Give me Baltimore. Give me Baltimore. This is Baltimore's division this year. And I think if they want to prove that this is their division, they need to go out there and cover this spread of 3.5 and beat the Bengals by like a touchdown or 10 points. Show that you are that team. Put the NFL on notice. Again, you're going to be the only game on Sunday Night Football. It's the best time to do it. So I like the Ravens in this game. I love Lamar this year. He's playing out of his mind. Give me Baltimore. Next, Chiefs versus Raiders. It's another good game. I guess it's not. It's the Raiders. It's not. I said it's two good games. But these two teams, they have good matchups. Every year they play, it always seems to be a nice, somewhat offensive game. Get some points on the board. But I love the Chiefs in this game. This line is closer than I would have imagined, though. Not the spread, but the money line. Like, you're not getting a ton of value with the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are 1-3, and like I would have thought this game should have been like plus 300. Chiefs are minus 500. They're minus 340, but it's not like something ridiculous like the Bills are minus 900 this week. Just for the sake of like being different, I'll throw $5 on those Steelers. No, that's stupid. Give me the Chiefs. I'll buy it down to 6.5 on the spread. Get off the touchdown and cash. I'll see you at the cash window on that one. I also like the over in that game. People look at the Raiders and they're like, man, they're 1-3. That's like I said last week. The Raiders can do one thing that the Broncos can't do, and that's score. I said it. Broncos kind of figured it the fuck out, I guess, last week, but they can't keep up with nobody because their offense sucks. I think we might get a nice little shootout on Monday Night Football. 51.5 is the over. I can see it going into the 55, 57, 58, something like that. Mahomes go out there, throw 4 touchdowns. Derek Carr throws 2, 3. So let's talk about that Panthers 49ers game. We're not going to make a pick, but in my opinion, the only reason this line is not bigger is because the 49ers are traveling across the country on no, it's not a short. Yeah, it is a short week. I think it's because they're flying across the country. They play Monday Night Football, and it's a short week. They got to come all the way to Charlotte. It's a 4:05 game. The over under for this game is 39.5. I like the under. If I'm gonna bet the Panthers game, which I'm not, I like the under, and I like the Niners 6.5. The Panthers are not going to beat the 49ers. They're not. We got a tough schedule ahead of us. We got the Niners this week. Then we fly to LA, and we got to play the freaking Rams. It's about to get ugly. I don't even know who we play after that, but it's it's about to get ugly. Though we wasted the early part of it just gets uglier. I pulled the schedule up because we wasted the easy part of our schedule. Like we should have started 3-0 to give us some damn chance, but we pissed it away. And then we're gonna lose to the Niners. We're gonna lose to the Rams. We're gonna lose to the Buccaneers right after that. I wouldn't be shocked if the Falcons kick us in the dick because the Falcons have actually looked somewhat decent. We suck. Then we got the Bengals. That is 5 games in a row that I can see us taking an L on. Then we get the Falcons again. We might split that game. So let's just say out of those 6, we win 1. Then we get Baltimore. In Baltimore. It's going to get ugly, man. This team is trash. It's going to get ugly. If you're a Panthers fan, hang on tight. Put the seatbelt on. What's the celebration? Grab the seatbelt as a corner. Hang on tight because it's going to get ugly. It's not, it ain't going to be a roller coaster. We're not going back up. We're just going to go down. So that's going to do it for me for this week. That's what I like. Those are our official picks. I said it last week that I might do another episode. Might do an episode on tomorrow night. I have an idea. We might. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening. It's been fun. Right now, we'll give you an updated record. I'm 34, 26, and 1 on straight money line picks. We had a really nice week last week. We started off this week bad though. Freaking trash ass Broncos. It is what it is. So we start off 0-1 already. So we need to get a nice stretch going heading into the week. All right, boys and girls. If you're a girl listening, cool. If you're a boy listening, cool. Don't care. All right. Peace out, Girl Scout.